my fellow South Africans. As we prepare to enter the new year, we look back on 2024 as a year of change and progress. We marked 30 years since becoming a free and democratic nation on the 27th of April 1994. We celebrated the progress made in building a society founded on the ideals of freedom, equality, and human rights. On the 29th of May 2024, we held our 7th democratic elections peacefully and freely. Our people, through their votes, called on political parties to put their differences aside and to work together to put South Africa first. We established a government of national unity, bringing together parties from across the political spectrum to grow an inclusive economy and to create jobs. The GNU has committed itself to reduce poverty and to lower the cost of living. The parties are all working to strengthen the capacity of the state and to deliver services to our people. The outcomes of the May 2024 elections and the establishment of the Government of National Unity have really enabled South Africa to enter a new era that holds great promise. We are emerging from a debilitating energy crisis that caused immense hardships for our people, households, and businesses. Our ports have reduced long delays in handling imports and exports, and rail freight is flowing more efficiently. This has been a year in which we have intensified the fight against crime. Our law enforcement agencies are decisively dealing with organized crime. They're also dealing with illegal mining, extortion at construction sites, and other priority crimes. We've continued to focus our attention on the fight against gender-based violence and femicide. However, our primary focus must remain on the prevention of gender-based violence against young girls and the women of our country. We continue to intensify the fight against corruption and state capture. In this 30th year of our democracy, we've taken further steps to advance our constitutional mandate of upholding equality, human rights, and social justice. We signed into law transformative legislation like the National Health Insurance Act and the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act. The implementation of these laws will provide greater access for all South Africans to decent health care and quality education. We have stood firm in our support for the struggle of the people of Palestine. As the conflict in the Middle East continues, as genocide is perpetrated against the people of Gaza, and as Israeli hostages remain in captivity, we continue to call for the cessation of hostilities and the release of hostages. We are grateful to the athletes who brought us glory at this year's Olympic and Paralympic Games in Paris. We congratulate the nation's pioneering artists, filmmakers, writers, and cultural workers who have excelled in their respective fields, achieving awards both here at home and abroad. This has been a year of triumphs and great progress, but it has also been a year marked by tragedy. The deaths of innocent young children in Soweto and other parts of the country who lost their lives earlier this year from eating contaminated foodstuffs pains our nation. We remember the many lives that are senselessly lost to violence every day. We are deeply saddened by the negligent and unnecessary recent deaths of young men at initiation schools in the Eastern Cape. We will work with our law enforcement agencies to ensure that our children are kept safe. We will continue to make the streets of our country safe. We thank our nation's educators. We thank our men and women in uniform. We thank our doctors, our nurses, our paramedics, and other health workers, and all frontline personnel who respond to people in their greatest need. We also thank the nation's dedicated public servants and all other South Africans who continue to perform their duties with diligence, excellence, and integrity. Fellow South Africans, as much as we have made progress, we have to do much more to overcome the challenges that confront our nation. We look to the next year with great hope. We will be embarking on a national dialogue to develop a common vision for the country. We will be hosting the very first G20 summit on African soil. Through our leadership of the G20, we will work for solidarity, equality, and sustainable development that will have an impact on many peoples around the world in various countries. As we embark on a new year, I call on each and every South African to be part of the journey towards a better future for all. I wish you all a peaceful and prosperous new year in 2025. May God continue to bless South Africa and protect her people. I thank you all.